Alright, hey, welcome aboard, everybody. This is Agasically Statements from Gearworks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, here with another episode this afternoon of the Replication Anecdotes. And it's one of the special occasions where you're having the opportunity to join me for a first boot episode of Formula 1, or F1 2018. Now, I'm going to check the Grand Visor here and verify. I believe this is a August 23rd or 24th release. Yep, August 24th. Having released on PC and Xbox One. Now, I currently play and still play F1 2016 on PC, typically with my wheel and pedals, every once in a while with a game controller. Today we're playing on the PlayStation 4, specifically my PlayStation 4 OG, so we will obviously be playing with a controller, which I have wrapped in these neat little grippies here. So, let's get started. Turn the lights up. Now, an unfortunate thing is, in years past, since I cut the cord, I have yet to really settle on a way that's acceptable to me to really keep up with Formula 1 racing. So, I'm not up to speed on it. I'm not going to know who a lot of these drivers are. Some of these drivers will be ones that entered the league right as I was in my last years of really watching it. I'm also going to apologize. I am currently in the throes of my worst bout of allergies, quite possibly ever in my entire life. For about the last week and a half, and definitely for the last couple of days, I've had periods of time where I can't breathe through my nose. So it's making it a little unpleasant as far as the voiceover commentary goes, but we're going to roll with it because it needs to be done. Now, quite honestly, this isn't exactly my first boot. I have actually put in about 10 laps so far, just trying to get myself familiar with the basic systems. Let's go ahead and get our career started. All right, fight for the championship, lead the field, compete at the front, develop and compete. Yeah, a lot of these teams are new, even since I was tracking it, and obviously the Williams team has fallen from grace. I think they were the ones who were busted for actually having inside information on maybe Ferrari or Mercedes. I'm not sure, but we are going to So it looks like preferences sort out into sportsmanship or showmanship. So they are out of the UK, but we are going to drive for Mercedes AMG Petronas. Of course, if you choose Hamilton as your teammate, you're going to be behind the 8 ball all season. But that is exactly what we will do. Because, of course, in Formula 1, the first person that you are judged against is your teammate. Man, I just don't know. We'll go with short qualifying. Formation lap. Oh yeah, no need for that. 25% race distance. You definitely don't want to do 50%. Okay. Yep. Put AI driver level at 40. Enable pro career. What is that? Man, my feelings on flashbacks are. I used to never race with them on. I'm gonna turn them off. I'm gonna leave them on here. Formula One, unlike some of the other Codemasters games, has a really bad tendency for enemy AI to get into you, and for that to completely ruin your race. Huh. Yeah, we'll go with reduced for now. Corner, cutting stringency, race starts assisted, press interview time limit. Yes, I definitely don't want braking assist on. Yes, thank you. I can't stand the racing line. No. Let's go. Automatic. Pit assist. Yeah, because I have never really gotten good at managing pit times. ERS mode. I guess that's what yeah, KERS. Yeah, let's not do that. I think I'm good. Now this is kind of an experimental career run. And the season does typically start in Australia. So I've got one problem with my setup today, and that is that I need to be plugged in to the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus with the Razer Kraken Pro V2 Destiny 2 Tournament Edition headset. I need to be plugged in directly to the front panel, and the cable run on the headset is just a little short. Oh man, do I have...
Thanks for coming by. I'm sure you're very anxious to get out on track. It's taken a lot of effort to get to F1. Congratulations. But the real work starts now. This is...
Claire, motorsports journalist. Nice to meet you. You'll be seeing quite a lot of me throughout the season. So, you had a pretty impressive junior career. How are you feeling about your move into F1? Do you think you have what it takes?
Let's save the questions for a proper interview, shall we? I'm sure you'll have a lot more to talk about once there's been some action on track. I think we could fit you in after FP1 if you're free.
That works for me. I'll grab you the second you finish on the track.
Remember, the relationship you have with the team can be affected by what you say to the media. So be careful. Anyway, it's time to catch up with Carl. He's waiting for you in the data center. Good luck out there today.
Slightly different introduction and start to the season.
Welcome to the data center. Here, we've got access to all kinds of information, including car telemetry,
now, one thing I've seen
weather,
with
times, tire
the
wear,
PlayStation
the
4
list goes on.
OG
Plus, we've got a direct link
is
back to
that
the factory, so we're in constant communication with the team there. We need you to regularly feedback about areas of the car that are lacking.
Because then I have seen some frame rate stutter and hiccups
way.
that I would assume I'm not going to see
More effort
on
here equals a quicker car, so it's
on the
well
PlayStation
worth
4
the
Pro.
effort. Good luck this season. Oh, and make us all look good, okay?
Welcome to your new team. As you're well aware, Mercedes have been mighty over the past few years, so there's going to be a lot expected of you right from the start.
Now it looks like Lewis is right across from me. It's just a bit intimidating. Yeah, I mean, even in the viewport here, you can see a little ghosting. And man, this text on a 4K display is really tiny. Don't seem to be able. Yeah, that's weird. I would think that I would be able to. Oh, because I'm not in. Okay, there we go. Okay. Overview.
Here you can see the pertinent details about your current contract. On one side are the objectives and bonuses that we've negotiated with the team. On the other is information regarding how you're perceived throughout the paddock, your reputation with the current team, and your overall value to them, which is a combination of these elements.
Interesting. R&D tree. A little more pizzazz in how they present this.
What do you think of this one?
Oh, that's interesting. So you start right off with resource points. That's a little different. So in that case, let's now what is that? Okay, so chassis upgrade quality control 1. Morale modifier. Upgrades failing by 7.5%. So let's do that one. Okay. How do I get back? Actual back button. Alright, let's go with aerodynamics. Let's do wind tunnel efficiency. Okay. Back to chassis again. Insufficient resource points. Alright. So I'll hold up there and save what I have left. Overall development progress. See, I would have thought that it would have said something in chassis since I paid for 2 upgrades there. It's a little concerning. Gearbox, weekend tire allocation. Not gonna monkey with that. Okay, wow, lots of messages. Interesting, because I thought I was pretty sure that in F1 2016 you actually had to like do like a race challenge thing, and then you would get offers for certain teams, but I don't know. And maybe a different racing game that I'm thinking about. Okay, so those are their standings based on their completing places last year. And generally, I trust the AI engineer to run my tire setup. Let's go ahead and get in some practice laps. Now, this is mainly about me just reacquainting myself with the track at Melbourne. I've definitely raced it before in other racing games. Computer.
Welcome
Set
to
volume
our
10.
viewers from around the globe. You join us just as
Start our
today's
45-minute
practice
timer.
session for the Australian Grand Prix is about to start. Now then, Anthony Davidson, there's been a lot of talk over the last few weeks about track limits. How much is too much when you're cutting
So I wound
corners
up, because I was just trying to
and
get things set
running
up quickly last
wide?
night,
What are your thoughts on
I'm
this?
using the
Do
same
you think
avatar
we'll be seeing drivers pushing those limits this weekend?
as
Well, I'd
my
be
character
disappointed
in
if we didn't,
F1
frankly.
2016.
If race control want to clamp down on drivers wandering off the track, then it's
I've
up to
tweaked the
them to
difficulty up
police it.
just a
As
tad
driver,
from the default
you're
settings
being
from
paid
last
to get your
night.
car around the circuit as quickly as possible, don't forget. So if you're not pushing those limits, if you're ignoring the advantageous
We'll have to
line,
see what
then
impact
you're
that
not doing
has
your
on
job
me
properly.
today.
Now, I agree that, we have these white lines there for a reason, and we do want to see those limits enforced, but for me, it's not the driver's responsibility to do that.
No, I don't need the garage tutorial, but I guess.
In the
No, this is a thing. Let's see. Yeah, so I can get to preferences. The main issue I have is I want the... Let's do subtitles on. Radio output device. Yeah, see, I don't want that.
We've just seen the stewards
Okay,
give the
great.
car behind a drive-through penalty.
Now I'm hoping that now I've got the radio chatter coming into the actual capture stream. Now, yeah, I hate track acclimatization. Because it's so, I mean,
When you get a
it's...
chance, make sure to run some of our practice programs. They
Yeah, I
don't
know.
all need to be done in one session, but there's valuable data there to help race strategy.
Alright, let's run
and
track
car development.
acclimatization. Let's do the drive out so I can get familiar with the
Like a
pit.
rubber out on track.
Now this thing that you see up right in my field of view that now creates effectively a view that makes it look like a regular car windshield. I think I'm in control now. Okay, so the brakes will definitely lock up on you. Yep, you definitely don't remember this track, so it's going to take you a while to get used to things. And now I say that I hate the driving line, but Man, I also have to acknowledge how easy it makes things. When you just never have to be worried about knowing if your speed is too high going into a turn or not. But like I said, one of the things that's going on is I've had one of my worst allergy weekends ever, so my eyes are very sensitive right now. What was that? Ah, overshot it. Last corner that I hate in Melbourne. I hate the track acclimatization because what you have to do is you have to drive through these gates and like this one here.
DRS zone is coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
I don't know how you activate it. And what I hate about track acclimatization is you can have great laps early on and then screw laps up at the end and it'll give you like 0 points. And I'm like, man. Again, this is my first time out, folks. This is the first boot episode. I mean, you just have to be really way up ahead in thinking in terms of understanding what they're doing to you by having you drive to a certain gate. I guess I just missed the gate entirely. Okay, so that's weird. So you can barely see the DRS zone. That is not cool. And these gates are both speed and hitting the gates like... Yeah, I entirely missed that one. I mean, I like the acclimatization program because it does feel like it really forces you to become more familiar with the track. What is my...
Alright, let's make sure we're hitting those apexes. Once you're comfortable with the position through the corner, then start building up the speed.
Okay, so... like there are some of them that I'll miss, and I'm just like, I have absolutely no idea, like... Right, so, like that one went red. I mean, I hit it, but I could have been, I could have been too high a speed or too low. And I feel like it just requires and I mean, I get it. I know that it's supposed to be teaching you the track, but I just feel like it's entirely unforgiving. And then, like I said, you can have a really good run one lap, and then the next lap not be good, and like there's no like incremental. The scoring system seems to not give any incremental credit for like the fact that you nailed it one lap. It's like an all or nothing thing. And then it largely comes off feeling like a huge waste of time. It comes off feeling like just a huge waste of time. So Verstappen must have been pinning in. Yeah, way off there. See, like I said, that thing that seems to be... Yeah, I think that might be because I have the reduced damage on. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, like I said, I do very much appreciate that.
Final lap. This is the final lap of the program.
It's like so. I don't understand. Like it seems to score you every lap, but then it resets you right at the beginning of each lap. And I guess so. I guess it's like, is it the only run that matters is the third lap? I guess maybe that's what it is. This thing is definitely, it's confused me the entire time I've been playing F1 2016. Ah. It makes me not want to utilize this telemetry tool, but all right, now see, I didn't set her up on that one, but I guess I hit it at the right speed. I always miss that one on the left side. Ugh. Side of me. Yep. Coming into that corner too hot. Well, and again, he's gonna say it's no good. I'm like, okay, somewhere those 135 points of track acclimatization should have helped you.
Fuel is marginal. Box within 2 laps.
Really don't like the braking model. Ooh. Typically, in a lot of racing games, I typically can corner better than the AI, but then I'm not as, come on, dude. No. I didn't mean to cut that corner. I thought that was a paddock. So this is one other thing that I like to get down is make sure I understand where the pit entrance is. Yeah, that's that second to last turn in Australia. I need to remember that. You actually need the best way to take the the best way to take that is actually at speed.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Okay, so what do I need to do? Yeah, put me back in the garage. But yeah, again, I've been trying to say this thing that makes it look like you have a windshield out in front of you now is, I think that's called the halo. So there were some corners that I hit okay. A lot that I didn't. Yeah, and that's the thing, you get, you want to hit the gates, but then you get penalized for,
Our best lap so far is a 1 minute 53.9.
That's actually good enough for 8th. That's actually pretty unusual for being a practice session. Oh, but everybody's way faster, so you'll be last by the time this is all over. So how do I end the session? Accelerate time. Skip to practice 2 and 3 practice sessions.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top 3, who are Raikkonen,
Hamilton was
Vettel
13th.
and Nico Hulkenberg.
There I am
Thank
at
you
the
for
bottom.
joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
So anyway, let's go ahead and start running down the technology that's being used to render the game capture today. So on video capture.
Good day today. Tell us
here
about
we
it
go.
from your perspective. It's been a lot of hard work, but here you are making your debut in Formula One. You must be thrilled.
I guess this is a little bit of role playing that they have you go through.
So how are you finding things at the team? Are you settling in? What are you expecting out of this season? Are you just aiming to find your feet in Formula One, or do you see something more? Great! Well, that's everything.
Interesting to see what impact that has on your career. So on game capture duties today, I have the Avermedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus with 4K pass-through, although I'm not playing with 4K today. That's interesting. So that's an addition of your reputation with other teams. It'd be interesting to see if that leads to you or correlates to teams that give you offers, depending on how well you do. Go ahead to practice 2 and pick a probably different telemetry profile to run. Alright, so we will go with the tire management. Let's just go flying lap this time. Now, of course, my problem is that I'm just going to be racing to do my best time.
This test is all about tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex.
That's one thing that is not going to do you well, is you're smoking the tires every corner. Okay. Come on. I haven't gotten a really good feel for cornering in this game yet. Oh. Come on. Yeah, that's something I've done in game settings is not agreeing well with me. Causing me to be just a skosh off based on the way that I normally drive. voice actor. Blast it. Oh, pretty much assume you're gonna dork up the entire program from there. Wasn't paying attention, I overshot that corner.
We're not hitting our target. We'll need to rerun the program if we don't get the time delta back in the green.
Man, that's just a really big challenge. I need to knock 20 seconds. I mean, my allergies are just not supporting me running a 1 minute 30-second lap. Shot it. I'd nab it. So yeah, the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus is a USB 3.0 game capture device with two 3.5mm jacks up front, one for your game controller, one for your headset. So that if you are in party chat, you can route the audio through your game controller or capture the game controller audio.
This is the last lap of the program, final lap of the program.
I just can't gain the driving precision that I need. Blast it! No, definitely not gonna get it there. Man, I've lost the camber on that turn as well. The AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus also has a volume control audio mix button right on the front panel so that you can toggle the balance between your in-game audio and your voiceover commentary if you are using a headset.
We haven't hit our program targets. Come in and take a look at the data. And if we have time, we'll rerun the program.
Come on, man. That's your reason for doing reduced damage right there. I don't even know who that guy is.
We're low on fuel. Box in the next 2 laps, please. box this lap.
Cardo's got the fastest lap. Now again, I don't actually expect to get anything out of these acclimatization runs. I've just never really figured those out. I'm just getting familiarization time on the track. Well, I gave you fair warning. I did the best I could to stave off the allergy attack during this session, but I think it has firmly arrived.
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
As all the cars are now over the line, your top three again are
Hamilton's
Vettel,
up in the
Ricciardo,
seventh. I'm
and
still in
Max
bottom.
Verstappen. That concludes an interesting practice session.
Great. The Evermedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus also has a mode switch in the front, which allows it to be set for either with PC standalone or storage mode. Qualifying pace, qualifying practice program. Alright, we'll give that a try.
Okay, the track is green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temperature. Try and feel your way around.
So with that, you can either record to a PC or live stream with the card hooked up to a PC. Or you can utilize it in standalone mode, in which case you can record to a micro SD card around in the back. The Live Gamer, the Evermedia Live Gamer Portable. I think this is that first turn and the way the car behaves with the temperature, the tire temperature are speed. But yeah, in the back of the Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus, there is a slot for a micro SD card. So I have a high-speed 128 gigabyte card back there. I don't think I've used this in standalone mode just yet. Unbelievable. Seriously? Come
Be
on.
careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Yeah, the indications of where the DRS zones are is definitely not what they were in 2016. Very hard to pick up. I'm just not seeing or understanding. I'm just not seeing where to pick up time. Like how to drive the car differently. It's something that I might key in on better if I were driving with wheel and pedals. "13 seconds off the pace already? Like, come on.
We're down on our target times. Let's try to find a bit more.
Man. So I'm also not going to cry over running a 145 when I've been running like a 155. What I need to do is just concentrate on at least like not spinning the car out. Tried not to smoke the brakes coming in on that, and I wound up braking too lightly. Ah. Jeez, man, So wait, is this where I have... Yeah, I have the wing damage, so... Downforce on the front is now even worse.
Final lap. This is the final lap of the program.
Tires are warmed up, though. Yeah, see, what I don't like is the tires are smoking, but the car is still, like, got a lot of forward momentum on it, even as the tires are smoking. So when I think, you know, what speed the car has been at, right at that moment where I'm about to smoke the tires, it's actually still faster. It's just causing my cornering model to be off. seems like it's like impossible to get the car to corner unless I'm like at a complete stop. Thankfully, this nightmare is about to be over. Horrible.
We didn't really get the data we needed on that run. You might want to give it another go.
Okay, so at least an objective. Top speed. Did I just run out of fuel? I am not sure where my fuel is even
You're
indicated.
nearly out of fuel. Almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
Ah, there's your fuel gauge. Am I like on a reserve tank or something?
Less than a lap of fuel now.
Yeah, they gotta have some type of speed limiter that they're forcing you to run with. Because their fuel's low. So for a webcam today, I'm using the Panasonic HTC HS80, which is a high-definition camcorder, actually. I'm getting it into the streaming PC by, see, that's what I'm talking about, by pumping it through a Blackmagic Designs web presenter, which is a piece of studio equipment that takes any HDMI input from any source and converts it, sends it over to a PC so that it looks like a webcam. So that's what I'm doing today. And for voiceover commentary, I'm using the Razer Kraken Pro V2s. Destiny 2 Tournament Edition headset plugged directly into the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus. No. Come on, man. That's what I don't get. When the AI does that, I'm like, why would you... I mean, you're destroying your car at the same time. Like, why would you just run over me to get to where you're trying to get to?
Have set us back a little.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get out of here and go to qualifying.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top 3. Hamilton.
So the time to beat is
Ricciardo,
1:29.831.
Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action
And if I
soon.
can get down to 1:33, I'll be something other than last, which would be nice. A lot of times, again, with the Formula One series from Codemasters, it's just I have found these sessions, the non-competitive sessions, to be hard enough that I've just gone straight into the race. Now, one question will be, do I want to tweak anything on the car? I've really gotten away from tinkering too much underneath the hood. And sorry, I got in my own head there. I forgot that I was recording this. So, oh, messages. Now, they're saying I can't adjust my setup, but I don't know. Now, I've actually earned additional points, so can I get into my R&D tree? And I can actually do that, okay. Now, 70 resource points, there's just nothing I'm going to be able to do no matter what, so. R&D in progress and progress history. Okay, so those are the numbers. These are numbers of spare parts. Before the start of each race weekend. Standings. Yeah, so I don't really see where I could change any settings. I mean, those are parts. Those are numbers of gearboxes. Currently allocated gearboxes at 4% wear. Computer. Computer. How much time is left on the timer?
To Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. And as we count down to that green light, I have to say, Anthony Davidson, that this rain is not showing any signs whatsoever of abating. I imagine we'll be looking at some last-minute setup changes to better adapt these cars to the conditions. What do you think?
The trouble is, Crofty, they need to be thinking about the race tomorrow. You don't want to go jacking up the ride heights and piling on a few points of extra downforce that you're not going to want in the Grand Prix itself. The Parc Fermé regulations mean that you have to make that choice. The best thing the drivers can do is adapt with the tools they have available in the cockpit. Moving the brake bias forward will help stop the rear end slipping out under braking, and opening up the differential can
Computer.
really help tame the oversteer.
Stop the timer.
Exit. The drivers that can make best use of these techniques.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I know I've seen the controls for adjusting brake bias on the fly, but...
I'm not sure.
So I definitely don't want to change parts. I'm a little confused on... Here we go. Car. Okay. Now I like this. I didn't realize they had these presets. Alright, let's go with that one.
We're expecting the rain to get better in around 5 minutes. Light rain in 5 minutes' time.
Alright, let's go with that. Let's go ahead and go to the track. Alright.
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
Let's go do the drive out.
Ready? Let's go.
This is actually going to be the last thing that I am going to do this session. Should have actually stopped at about the 45-minute point, and I technically could have gone ahead and run my qualifying and then run the race afterwards, but kind of wasn't entirely thinking. No, no, no.
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
This rain is having a lot more of an impact than I thought it would. This is not at all the car that I drove during the practice sessions. And in conjunction with the rain, you're about to have a very rough afternoon, my friend. And there's no way that I'm gonna get back into the 130s or whatever. Alright, well, let's make some lemonade, yo. Vettel. Now, one thing they had in Formula 1 2016 is they had... Come on, Vettel! No, so he sent me too far. Jerk. Yeah, once the car starts sliding now, truth be told, none of this is counted really against my qualifying lap run, so this is where I really need to start figuring it out. I got 3 chances, I think, to get down a good qualifying time. And I gotta watch spitting out, coming out of the corners as well. Now everybody else will not cut as good a qualifying time as they might otherwise have, so you actually have a chance to sneak up into the pack if you can hold things together and figure the car out, while also trying to figure out and understand and get a good battle rhythm down. No, come on, man. Ugh. So Lewis Hamilton's fastest lap is just 140. You've got to figure this out. Got to watch when you're pulling left or right out of a 90-degree turn, because the car is going to tend to just keep going in that direction. Application of power coming out of the turn has got to be smoother. That's the one that aggravates me. This is the turn I can't figure out. I can't figure out where the place is where I actually need to apply power to tighten the turn up. It's just as far off the pace as you were from everyone else in the practice rounds. Great. Great. Horrible. Now this is going to wind up being one of your...
P12 position on the grid.
Yeah, well, we're going to be P20 again before it's all over.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Wait, what? I don't understand how I could be so down on fuel. Should have had enough for another. Oh, the limiter's on for low fuel. What the heck? So you telling me that last lap is going to be... What is going on with my fuel suggestions? That was pretty darn bad. Put that sucker back in the garage. Horrible.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
Yeah.
as we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Vettel, Ricciardo,
Great.
and Kimi Räikkönen. Goodbye.
What I'm not certain of now is if taking a break will actually be better for me or worse.
Things didn't really go your way today. Tell us what happened.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip? How's your grid penalty going to affect your strategy going into the race? The weather hasn't been ideal in qualifying. What's your take on it?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Pit crew is not going to be happy. But I kind of just want to play around with it and see. I mean, I could obviously pick and choose the answers that I think are the right answers, but then that doesn't really give you a chance to see whether or not there's any consequence or impact from the selections that are made. So. All right.
So, unfortunately, we've picked up some grid penalties, and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
All right, so can I do any R&D is one question. I only have 110 points, and generally these things are a minimum of like 500, so I'm not even sure if it's worth checking. Yeah, so not gonna worry about that. So I picked my car setup. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue straight into the race and hope that just staying in the seat and staying acclimated will be a positive. Alright, so here we go.
New drivers, new cars, and a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that hosts the first round of a 21 race championship, taking us from here in Melbourne, Australia, across the globe before we eventually reach the season finale at Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi. Here's the track then, 16 corners, 6 to the left and 10 to the right. They make up the 3.3 miles around Albert Park Lake, with turn 1 and 3 providing the best opportunities to pass.
So of course, most of my gaming peers right now are playing Spider-Man, a game which I've chosen to skip.
Germany and an expanded 21 race calendar, and more tyre compounds than ever before.
So I should mention with the webcam, in addition to the Panasonic HTC HS80, I am actually using a super clamp and a Neewer mechanical hinged arm. So that allows me to put the camera in a slightly different position and get it into a better place than I would just sitting on top of the tripod.
Although for the first half of the season, it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the relative performance of McLaren and Toro Rosso, who have exchanged power unit suppliers this year. And given the additional restrictions on engine components, they need to be strong in terms of both performance and reliability.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position.
Okay, so we can skip the starting grid since I know I'm all the way at the back. Now again, my primary objective will be race strategy. Alright, yeah, we'll just go with the first one. 1 pit stop. Car setup is 4. It's a little bothersome that they don't tell you what that setup is, even though you can't, change the selection. Alright, and what did we do for tires? It doesn't really tell you what your tire selection is, at least not in there. Are we changing tires at the pit stop? Okay, and they want me to conserve tire wear. It's supposed to be dry the whole time. Alright. And my objective is going to be to outbrake people. Now I haven't seen
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Okay. Oh no, come on. How do you Let's see, so I think what I do is I go all the way back, and then I can hit the square button. That actually worked out okay. Gap opened up there to the next car ahead though. Don't lose the car. Oh! No. Yeah, you always get the warning in this game too. That's the thing that bugs me. Well, and I thought, generally I usually do better in the live race than... No! Alright, we're going to start that over. Generally I do better in the live race than I do
So let's make sure we show the team what we can do.
in practice sessions and qualifying. So I wonder, can I assist? Braking assist is off. Oh, who turned the anti-lock brakes off? I didn't turn those off. What the heck? Yeah, I definitely didn't want ABS. Is that what's been going on the whole time? That's going to be a little bothersome. Yeah, I absolutely wanted ABS on. I'm not that prideful. Alright, let's see if we can get some of this to change up a bit. Oh! Nope. Let's give that another go. Let's verify that ABS is still on. I mean, I must have just fat-fingered on the D-pad something. Assists. Yeah, ABS is on. Okay. Start the race. Now it would be nice, and I'm going to choose to believe that was somehow some silver bullet that's going to radically change.
Okay, you need to give that position back. That was an illegal overtake.
What? All right.
With the grid, not a great start to the season, so let's try and improve our position over the course of the race.
All right. So I'm gonna hold on to the hope that the ABS on radically makes some changes, and that my burning eyes are going to hold off for... I haven't really seen how many laps I have to run. 15 laps. Engine revving at 13,000 RPM. Whoa. Glad nabbit. Did I get any no wing damage yet? I'll take the warning. I didn't gain really by
Well done, mate. Nice start.
come on. Ah! 15th. Didn't mean to cut that. Oh, come on! What is that? Alright, so I'm getting some reps down in Sector 1 with the ABS on. So, as much as I do just want to power through the race, I'm also fine doing a few restarts to... It's more difficult to get acclimated to how the car's actually performing when it's in a lot of traffic. Because half the time you're reacting to the cars around you, not just solely to my car. I think I'm getting somewhere here, though. come on. I'm not... No, come on. Ugh.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
I'm in 14th, but I think I have some wing damage. A bit of wing damage, not a huge ton. Oh well. I didn't benefit from the position, so. Meaning I didn't gain a position from going off track or cutting a corner, which is really when they get aggravated. And 14th. Fight him off, fight him off. Car still pulls hard right, which I bet if I increase my traction control, that probably would stop. Alright, can I do that mid-race? Oh, what? Alright, start it over one more time. Now, particularly in these initial outings, really for the whole first season, I am not wrapped around the axle about... The only thing I don't like is I don't like the car turning for you, and I don't like the car manually applying brakes for you. Now, the car using the brakes as a means of maintaining traction in some type of automated control system sequence, I don't mind that as much. If that's this type of traction control. Now, I've seen traction control in racing games referred to as kind of limiting slip on the tires on each axle. And then as the minute application of individual brakes. Come on.
That's a strong start. Well done. Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Right, now the car doesn't tend to jerk around to the side. So, it could definitely be argued that I've got too many assists on to really be having a decent experience, but A, I want to have fun playing the game. B, I want to make some progress and get some things done this afternoon. Now what you still have, even with the assists on, is you still have the overall fragility of Formula One cars, which makes, making the error of collisions a much more higher stakes. Oh. I don't know why the car jerked to the side like that. which is another thing I can't stand. I can't stand a game that has, or ever having on steering assist. Just don't like anything that does anything to the car autonomously, as far as the control surface goes, that I need complete control of. Now that seems like, because that guy caught me going down into that turn, that makes it seem like I wasn't taking that turn at a high enough speed. Now again, I've got to psychologically work myself out of the more conservative manner in which I was driving the car before. And I guess that brings us to one of the great philosophical questions, which is, do you still feel good about yourself if you do well at a game? Whoa! When you have a bunch of assists on. The answer is I do. Come on, look. So, right, this is what frustrates me, is I get warnings, out the yang, but he's all over me and gets no warning as far as I can tell. Now, what's possible is he's getting warnings and I just don't see them on my radar screen. Now, because the AI ignores some things, I feel like you have to do some things that are a little...
DRS will pre-enable this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
But I can't recognize where the DRS zone is, so I'm just going to have to keep checking there in my lower right-hand corner. Now, another thing I don't know is whether or not that icon presents itself if I don't have the telemetry window here open. Get off, dude. Come on. This is about to be the start of a rivalry because this guy's a jerk melon. Well, and the other question too, philosophically, is at what settings does the game feel like Formula One, right, to an individual gamer, Does it feel like Formula One when you have everything maxed out and 0 assists and it's really difficult? I know for some people that answer is yes. Damn, Blad Nabbit. Alright, so I'm going to do a rewind for that. Instant replay flashback. P11. Come on.
Okay, watch the aggression, please. You don't want to lose places because of a penalty. You've been awarded a time penalty for that last incident.
What? Yeah, this really makes me angry. I've dropped back to P14.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the super softs.
It just makes me angry that the AI can just bang into you all day and suffer no penalty, but you touch them at all, and now with ABS on, what this might enable. Let's see. So one of the things.
To the car in front is 2.1.
So one of the things I was not able to do was I was not able to do my 2-pedal racing style that I prefer, which is where I do little minute inputs of both throttle and brake concurrently, sometimes twisting the car around and improving the turn-in on the car, as well as my overall exit speed out of a turn.
The battery is low on energy.
talking about. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, come on. I'm gonna pit early. Wait, did I just pit at lap 4? Blad nabbit. I thought I had done more laps than that. Yeah, I thought I'd done more laps. Oh, you're going to be racing this one over again.
Clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
I got 11 more laps to drive. Very few things are more aggravating than just trying to drive this with my eyes burning like they are right now. Alright, so what I'm going to do... What the hell was that? It's just that inexplicable pulling to the right that I don't get. Now, what you're hoping to do is... So everybody here should theoretically be on at least a one-stop strategy. There should be nobody who's just not pitting at all. And so what you've got to see is how many people do you catch coming around. Off-speed turn. Off-camber turn. Ooh. And I think that's why I struggle with that penultimate turn is the point where you need to hook it is so early in the turn. Formula One is unfortunately one of those racing styles where I just cannot race inside the cockpit yet. I have gotten to a point, so pretty much all of my time that I've spent playing racing.
Okay, gap ahead is 29.3 seconds.
Seriously? Now the question is 29.3 seconds a pit stop? In which case, when that person pits, I could catch them. And what I'm hoping is that that is a bunch of someone's. Now, some of my cornering is done by engine sound, like when I can tell that I've blipped down to the right gear. Is when I will let off the brake and apply my acceleration. That requires a little bit more concentration than I've been applying. Ah, come on.
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
I don't know what that's about. I am trying to focus now more so on the engine sounds to cue my cornering. That's particularly helpful when I'm just not able to see as well right now.
Lewis is in the pits.
Okay, so this is when you gotta push because you gotta close the gap on Lewis while he's pitting. Not a fan of all these 90-degree turns at Melbourne. great, as am I. Well, my tire wear right now looks to only be about 7 to 9%. Pushed it too hard there. That's probably the corner that I'm still not quite acclimated to. Still not catching people. How many laps have I run? 7?
Trailing our teammate by 49.1 seconds.
Yeah. I think you're going to be starting this over. And hopefully next time I'll be able to focus more on doing the 2-pedal driving. I think that'll help. Actually, I'm starting to think that will help immensely. Now, that all being said, it's not, I mean, my lap time at 1:36. Oh!
Extra fuel target +1.
Is that fuel that I've conserved? A little better on that turn. But I made my speed on the last turn too high. Come on. Pretty sure I was heading for a best lap time with that one. Alright, so I think I'm going to go to lap 10 maybe. And then take a break. Split this video up. Come back for another recording session. Let's try and make this last lap or two the best so far.
Gap to car in front is 11.1 seconds.
Oh wow, you've really closed it up. Well, you've caught 30 seconds because of the pit. So you've made back up the pit time. Now the question is how much of that 11 seconds can you eat into with driving?
Reduce the ERS deployment, please. We need to charge the battery.
Shut up. Overshot. Look, guys, I'm just not managing ERS. Number one, I don't know how. Number two, it's asking an awful lot of me while I'm just trying to get the blasted car around the track. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. What's bugging me and telling me I'm not where I need to be is that I haven't passed anybody yet that I would have thought I would have caught at least. I mean, I was running at 14th or whatever before. Yeah, so let's go ahead and reset this session. Alright, so thanks so much for anybody who happens to swing by and look in on this game capture. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Again, I'm going to continue the struggle here shortly. I will say Codemasters is a F1 game, along with its Dirt series, is probably one of the more challenging racing games, at least for me. Look, there are tons of people who hyper-focus on only playing racing games and get super great at them. I'm a variety gamer, I guess, so I play a lot of different genres. Racing is one of them. So I'm just not going to be an expert at any one game, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time getting in underneath the hood and tweaking a lot of that stuff. But I do enjoy playing it. Just for me, I have to do it with some assists. So thanks so much for joining in. I hope you appreciate this look at the recent release F1 2018 from Codemasters. That's going to do it for me. Once again, my name has been Agaskely Stamus from GearWorks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining in. I'm out.